Today I'm working on a Subaru Legacy 2015, 2016. So the fault code, we're gonna scan it right now. So when you start the car, don't mind the fan on the engine, just cooling it down, but I will start the car for you. And the transmission oil temp is flashing. And the other light's on is due to the fault code. So I'm going to scan it right now and I will show you. This is the fault code, a P0971. It's current, so you can't clear it. It will keep coming back. So the pressure control, solenoid C, control circuit high. So the solenoid in the valve body is no longer good. One way of fixing it is replacing the whole valve body. And today we're going to be using a solenoid I purchased off of Amazon. So let's get to it. So I have the fan on there cooling it down. So the valve body on these specific vehicles, to access them, they're right up top. So they're underneath that cover right there. So just remove the intake ducting and the throttle body here and a couple bolts holding that cover. That's like a cloth cover. Remove that, and then there's bolts on top, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This is the solenoid that I purchased, so hopefully this is going to work. And that's the part number. So this is off Amazon. There's other methods, but this is probably the easier one for me to order. So we remove the intake ducting, 2 gear clamps, one here, one here. That's simple enough, pull it out. And then this cover, 2 10 mils. So it sits like that, one here and one on the side. And then pull that one out. So that 10 mil is right here. And then the other one is down there, right here on the side. 2 plugs, unplug those, and your ground, which goes right here, and remove that. Put those to the side. And then if it's dirty, if you got shop air, clean it off. I got one of these, and it's good strong, just blow any debris. So then when you remove that cover on top, no debris gets inside. I unbolted the computer right here up top, 3 10 mils, one here, 2 here. Unplugged it as well, the plug, and a ground right there. That one's a 12. And the bracket is also bolted right here, and that's just a 10. Put that to the side, and we'll take this one out. Now you have the cover. When we're going to start unbolting these 10 mils. When removing this cover, there's 2 dowels, one here and one towards the back. Those do get stuck, so be patient with it. So I started removing the bolts for the cover. You got to remove this bracket here, one 14 millimeter nut and bolt, one here and then one here. This is the bolt side, and the other side will be the nut side. That's our ground there, and we're going to move that out of the way so we have more access. And whenever working on the vehicle, I don't know if I mentioned, always disconnect the battery. So I have all the bolts removed. This is the pry bar right here, and I got it jammed up right there, and you can see there's the dowel, and it's stuck. I did strike it a couple times, but you can see it's not popping off. So I'm going to keep working at it. Like I said, just be patient with this, so you don't want to break that cover. Okay, so I got the cover off. Was a little bit of a challenge. So there is the other dowel, which sits back in that corner over there. And there's that dowel right there, and they both got stuck inside the actual cover. And once you get the cover lifted up, you have to unplug it, which connects right there. So now we're going to take out the valve body and find that solenoid that's no longer good. And when removing the valve body, it will make a mess because there is still fluid inside of it. So that's why I got the cardboard and these rags. So when I take it out, I'll put it onto here. You can use a tarp or anything like that when lifting it up. It does make a mess. And always try and get a new gasket for it. So that's the gasket right there. And one thing I'm going to mention right now, when putting it back on, there is the cover, that cloth cover on the corner there. Apologize for the camera work. I had one time when I put the cover back on, didn't notice it tucked underneath the cover, torqued it down, leaking. I was like, why is it leaking? And then got back into it, noticed that it got stuck in between the cover and the transmission. So that's one thing to look out. Just make sure nothing gets stuck in between the cover and the transmission. So we got the valve body out, and that's what it looks like inside. And when you're doing this job, it's good to replace these O-rings right here, 1 and 2. And we're removing it. These are the bolts you have to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And these ones stay bolted in. That one stays bolted in, and that one stays bolted in. All right, let's find this solenoid. Okay, so I have the valve body out. So we're going to be testing the solenoid. All right, so this is the new one right here. Okay, I have the old one over here, and I have my voltmeter, and we're going to check for resistance. So because I already put the new one in, I did test it. And I tested all of them, and they're all good. So this is the number we're looking for when testing the solenoid. So if you look at the voltmeter, so we're around 12.8, so we're around 13 volts. Sorry, not volts, but ohms, okay? So that is a good solenoid. So this right here, this is the bad one. So see how high the resistance is? So that solenoid is not good. So the solenoid that I ended up replacing is this one right here. And you got to pop this little cover off to get to it. So this is the old one, okay, and it slides in. Give me a second here. So it slides in like that, and the wires go through there. And what I did was I stuck a screwdriver in here to pop it off, like so. And we're gonna put this one back, and now I'm gonna put everything back together. And we're gonna check the fault codes and see if that solved our issue. Okay. All right, we have it all back together. Okay. Now we're gonna scan the vehicle. The vehicle is on, and you can see there is no flashing lights for the automatic temp. So there you go. The fault code is now a passed fault code. So now we can clear it. Clear. So no more faults. there you go. Problem fixed. About a $80 part on Amazon. I got to go for a road test, make sure the vehicle is just fine. There's other functions I would recommend doing, but I do not have a hoist. So like recalibrating, like resetting the adaptions on the automatic transmission. Other than that, we'll go for a road test and make sure everything works properly. And easy fix.